Hey there, loved ones. Welcome to week 4 of the Pride and Joy Predictions podcast, the series in which my friend Steve and I get together every single week to discuss the latest happenings in the NFL and give our predictions for the upcoming games of the week and all the chaos that they're about to begin.
It was a wild week last week there.
Oh, tell
Huge
you
big
what,
finishes.
the amount of blocked field goals that we had in 1 week was nuts.
Exactly.
Absolutely insane.
hmm
The kicking game in general this season seems to be the most insane.
Exactly.
So, now that the spiel is out of the way, we can move on into the standings from the last week because we do have a lot of moving and shaking going on.
hmm
So, I am hanging on to first place by a thread. I have 36 and 12 as my first place record, followed by John, who moved up, and Rev, tied at 35-13, followed by SDS and Draz, tied for third with 33-15. Alex Faye has 31-17. Steve and Buff are tied at 30-18, followed by Savage Owl at 29-19, Papa Agron at 28-20, Biggers at 27-21, and Troll at 18-30. The game of the week that we decided to go with here would, in fact, be the Eagles
Yeah.
breaking the hearts of the Rams on a blocked field goal returned, big fella return for a touchdown to end that game with the final score of 33-26.
Big man balling.
Big man ballin' indeed. I do love a good big fella touchdown,
hmm
admittedly. Like, those are always really fun because you get to see, like, people who typically wouldn't run that kind of distance having to make that kind of distance up, and it was really fun to see. It's more fun when it's like an interception or something, but
Sure.
blocked field goal, fumble, return for a TD is also pretty good.
Exactly.
Now, continuing on with our week 3 recap, we have the regret of the week portion, and I will go ahead and defer to you again. You can take your
Okay.
regret of the week first.
How about trusting the Cardinals to beat the Niners there? I figured with all their depleted teams, with especially with Brock Purdy out with injury there, I figured they were vulnerable, and apparently I was wrong.
Well, here's the thing about that. I think it was more another case of um, the Cardinals not being good at doing math because
hmm
they only lost by one there. And I remember John was complaining. He can explain things a little bit better in the comments, I hope, because
hmm
I don't exactly remember how he phrased it in his rant. Because when I came home today from going out and running a really quick errand before we got recording, there was like 40 different messages in my group chat with him. So
hmm
he was popping off about something. I didn't get a chance to read through all of it. So
Yeah.
if he wants to go ahead and leave a comment for why the Cardinals do be dumb,
hmm
feel free to please help me out with that. That
Yeah.
was honestly my regret as well. I
hmm
just wrote down in the regret just expecting more from the Cardinals
Yeah.
because I really expected them to do more, considering all of the injuries that San Francisco has. Although now they have another one, and they just lost their stud on defense in Nick Bosa for a little while,
hmm
if not the entire season. Dad told me it might be the whole year, so
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, it's not the entire year. Hopefully, I was
hmm
misinformed on what I was reading up on, but if so, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then for the honorable mentions that we just couldn't squeeze in anywhere, we have the Lions' revenge over the Ravens, shocking every quote unquote expert who went against them.
True.
The Falcons collapsing miserably against Carolina, getting shut out by the Panthers, of all teams.
True.
And then the Packers completely blowing the game against the lowly little Cleveland Browns and making me just ever so happy about that. I sent just a little smiley face over to Draz in some
hmm
DMs with SDS because I asked how he was doing. And SDS
hmm
said that he was molding. So I sent a little smile in reaction because anytime the Packers lose is a fun day for me, but having them lose in that manner, even better.
Exactly. Yeah.
I could not be happier. All right, so With week three's recap done, we can move on into the slate for week four if you are ready.
Ready to go as I will ever be.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I feel. Ready as I'll ever be. Because honestly, some of these games, they don't really frighten me, but I can easily see them going either way. So,
Mm-hmm.
first things first, we have the Thursday night football game with the Seahawks going to the Arizona Cardinals, who hopefully learn how to do some math at some point. That'd be very nice.
True, very true. Yeah, obviously, with the Seahawks here, they on their Jets there, but bear in mind it was against a, a, a sucky New Orleans team there. Let's put it that way.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Saints aren't like really going anywhere this year, but they did have a habit, at least in the first 2 weeks, of making it like at least close. They didn't get completely obliterated.
Yeah,
So having the Seahawks kind of say, no, no, you know what? Here's how it's actually done, and they showed everybody
mm-hmm.
how to actually destroy them. So
Sure.
it was a good performance, but like you said, it was against the Saints. So
Yeah, and then the Cardinals, as you said, they couldn't figure out the math there and lost to the Niners there in a close game there.
yeah, it was a very close game at least. Like at least they didn't, you know, get blown out or anything by an injury riddled Niners team. But
Sure,
for this game, the only saving grace that they might have is that they are in Arizona, so
sure,
that might help them a little bit because when they lost to the Niners, they were on the road. So maybe welcoming a division rival to their home instead of having to go to the other one, maybe that'll help.
sure. Hopefully it will there, but I doubt it there. In my opinion, I'm taking the Seahawks on the road to beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I think that right now Seattle is just too strong. Like their defense is actually pretty good this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Arizona did lose James Conner for the rest of the season with
Mm-hmm.
a leg injury, so
Sure,
it that's not going to be very helpful. And Marvin Harrison Jr. still can't apparently catch as well as he should be. So
sure.
I think it's going to be a rough game for them. But again, maybe
Mm-hmm.
being at home, division games are always a little bit tricky to kind of gauge. So they do have a shot. I'm not going to say they don't, but I am in agreement, and I am taking Seattle.
Okay.
All right, next up is a game that I hate for a variety of reasons. We are heading over to Ireland and having
Mm-hmm.
the Vikings and the Steelers. Steelers being listed as the home team technically, but it is, of
Mm-hmm.
course, in Ireland.
Sure. Yeah. The first time the NFL will play a regular season game in Ireland there.
And it's these two teams, which is just great. Love it. I'm
Sure,
here for it.
sure. Yeah.
So fun.
Obviously, the with the Vikings there, they're coming off a huge win against. But bear in mind, it was against the injury depleted Bengals team there.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, though, it wasn't even entirely Browning's fault for the lackluster offense. There was a lot of fumbles, and not all of them were on him. So, like, even Jamar
Yeah,
Chase fumbled.
yeah.
So, like, the entire offense just let the team down, and their defense is nowhere near strong enough to handle anything. So, the
Yeah.
Vikings defense stepped up, came to play, and they ended up winning 48-10. It was so bad that
Yeah.
CBS pulled the game, as they like to do,
Yeah.
and went over to something
Mhm.
more entertaining.
And obviously, the Steelers coming off that big win against the Patriots there. So
Which, to be fair, they only won by a single possession. They won 21-14. So they didn't really dominate
true.
either. Like, they easily
Yeah,
could have
true.
beaten the Patriots if the Patriots would have stopped shooting themselves in the foot. The Patriots could have easily won that game.
True. Yeah. For me, this week, I'm going to go with the Steelers to beat the Vikings there.
You know, I really wanted to go against Aaron Rodgers here because I am, in
Mm-hmm.
fact, me. But unfortunately, I didn't. I am in
Okay.
agreement with you, and I'm taking the Steelers as well. I do think that I could easily be wrong on this one because I think that the
Sure.
Vikings defense could definitely be giving Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers and his little neighborhood a bit of a problem. But
True. Yeah.
I trust their offense on Pittsburgh more than I do the Vikings right now.
Yeah.
I do like Carson Wentz though. I think that
You're
he
very.
was definitely a good option to have them bring in, and I
Mm-hmm.
would definitely trust him more than McCarthy. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I can see the Vikings taking it, but I think that right now the Steelers are the hotter team and they're the more well-rounded team. As much as it pains me to admit it.
Exactly.
All right, now we come back stateside, and a team that again,
Mm-hmm.
week after week after week, finds a way to disappoint me differently. We have the Atlanta Falcons hosting the
Yeah.
Washington Commanders in a bit of a revenge game from last year when Raheem Morris didn't understand how timeouts work and cost me a win again.
Exactly. Dang old Falcons there.
The freaking Falcons, man. I can never get a freaking handle on them, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Exactly. It was so bad for them there that they put in Kirk Cousins there
They
late in
did,
the game there.
and it didn't even help. Like, do you have any idea, real quick, how happy I would have been if they would have put in Kirk Cousins and all of a sudden they started playing well and he started actually winning for them and getting points? I would have
True.
loved that
Yeah.
as somebody who likes Kirk Cousins, like as a player.
Mm-hmm.
I like Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins, and so having him swagging and surfing his way in and actually
Mm-hmm.
scoring for them, I would have
Yeah.
loved it.
True.
Unfortunately, even he could not beat the Panthers for some reason because it's
No,
the Panthers. So,
exactly.
confusion.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, with the Vikings there, we still don't know the status of Jane Daniels, but Marcus Mariota proved to be a better quarterback last week.
Yeah, well, I don't think that he's better than Jaden Daniels, but the Commanders definitely showed out a lot when they beat the Raiders. Now, the Raiders aren't like an amazing team, admittedly, but when your
Yeah.
backup QB can put up 41 on anybody, that's a pretty good sign for you.
Yeah.
So,
It's positive.
needless to say, I am not falling for it again, and I am going with Washington because last year I went with
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta and they did a stupid and cost me. So I'm not going to let them do that to me again.
Hey, deal.
Hi, buddy. I know it's been a
Yeah.
hard day for you too.
Sure. And I'm going to 100% agree with you. I'm taking the Commanders on the road to beat the Falcons there because they disappointed me this season there, and I,
Oh,
I
I'm dumb.
don't want to
Uh,
get cursed picking them again.
yeah, exactly. All right, hang on real quick. I need to fix my. So I loaded. Okay, I'm gonna just leave this in to tell you guys my current mental state. I loaded every
Yeah.
single game for the upcoming week into my recording software ahead of time so that I could
Mm-hmm.
like easily do a fade transition and I wouldn't have to do a lot of post editing.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who forgot to actually click on the games and bring them up in the editor as we were talking about them? This
Uh-oh.
girl. My brain is
Mm-hmm.
so not here and I don't know what happened, but it's gone. It's gone. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Bear with me. Bear
No
with me.
worries.
Okay, so we're in agreement. That's cool. We're going to be in agreement with this
Yeah.
next one that I'm actually going to remember to hit the button on. Huzzah. We have the Bills and the Saints. And I'm taking the Bills, 100%. I don't think they really have much of a shot here with the Saints beating them. Oh dear. Really hope my internet didn't die. Yep, it says connection lost. I think my internet might have died. Yep, there goes the globe. Well, you know what? It's just that kind of day, isn't it? That was a little weird. But
Yeah.
we're back. So next
Okay.
up, now that I've actually been able to hit the button, we have the Bills and the Saints.
Yeah. Obviously, as we discussed earlier, the Saints blowing blowing that game against the Seahawks there.
Well, I mean, I don't really know if I would say that they blew the game because they were never really in the game in the first place. It's kind of hard to blow
True,
what you don't have. I
true.
would know.
Yeah,
So I just let's just save time on this one in particular. I don't think we're ever going to split on it. I think we're both in agreement here, and we're going with the Bills.
yeah. Obviously, Josh Allen's too powerful of a quarterback there to beat right now.
Yeah, he's definitely the X factor. So
Yeah,
I would love an upset. I would love for the Saints to give the
yeah.
Bills their first loss on the season. I think it'd be great. It'd be fun. It'd be funny.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But I have to also be realistic and try to play a little bit smart, considering I'm only having a 1 game lead here. So
Yeah,
I'm not taking the fun option here.
yeah, yeah. Don't blow it like the Detroit Tigers right now.
Tell me about it. They are the biggest choke artists in all of baseball right now. I do not understand what they're going through, how
Mm-hmm,
they have been in first place freaking all season long,
mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden they're just collapsing. It's the biggest collapse I've ever seen.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
get it together, man.
Yeah,
All right. Well, hey, speaking of Detroit, their game is up next, and we have the Lions hosting Cleveland.
yeah. I don't know how the Browns managed to squeak by the Packers there, in my opinion, there, other
I
than that block
don't
field goal.
know. Yeah, well, the block field goal was definitely how they did it, but I think their defense is a menace, and the fact that the Packers are
Yeah,
kind of hurt a little bit, at least on the offensive side of things,
yeah.
that definitely played a role. I will
Mm-hmm,
say that them winning 13-10 did in fact prove that it was a defensive game, which we kind of expected going in because the Packers
mm-hmm.
obviously have Micah Parsons, the
Yeah,
Browns have Miles Garrett, and one of the best defenses in the league.
yeah.
So it was a fun game to watch if you love a good defense, and y'all know I love a good defense.
Exactly.
The defense is the best part of football to me.
Yeah.
So I was
And
happy.
and obviously with the Lions there, I was shocked that we're able to be the excellent Ravens team there.
What shocked me the most, again, it was their D, because their defense got 7 sacks on Lamar Jackson
Mm-hmm,
and stopped Derrick Henry 3 straight times on a
mm-hmm.
goal line stand and
Yeah.
made him fumble. Like, they basically looked at the king and said, "Not today."
No.
I don't know what happened exactly. I knew that they could win, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect them to ball out as handily as they did.
True.
So I was thoroughly impressed. 38-30.
Yeah.
The fact that they were able to handle Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry as well as they did, sacking
Mm-hmm.
him 7 times,
True.
and their run game, they finally got Damon Montgomery involved.
True. Yeah.
Like, I think if they would have done this
Mm-hmm.
all season long, they would currently be undefeated. I think that they would have been able to handle the Green Bay
Mm-hmm.
Packers
Yeah.
if they would have used their 2 back offense instead of
True.
just trying to rely on Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah. Yeah. But for me this week, this one's a no-brainer there. I'm going with the Lions at home to beat the Browns.
I think that it's going to be a tougher game than a lot of fans are thinking right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who thinks that this is going to be a gimme
Mm-hmm.
or a no brainer, as you said, is sorely
Mm-hmm.
mistaken. I think the defense of Cleveland is going to keep them in the game,
True.
but I am in agreement and I am taking the Lions as well. I just think that it could easily be a bit of a trap. Side note, if you guys have a Lions leap zone again, can you put a step stool there for Goff or a trampoline,
Mm-hmm.
please? I would like to see that. I would really,
Yeah.
really, really like to see a
Mm-hmm.
step stool get involved.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers going to the New England Patriots in kind of a eh matchup, in my opinion.
Meh.
Eh.
Yeah. True. Yeah. I just don't know how they won that game against the Falcons. In my opinion, that's just another head scratcher for me.
Yeah, I'm confused as well, but I think that was more about the Falcons just being the Falcons and
Yeah.
it being a division game because the Carolina Panthers haven't exactly looked great this year outside of beating Atlanta, which Atlanta tends to find ways of beating themselves.
Mhm. True. And obviously, Patriots, they 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 almost beat the Steelers there, but it was too little, too late, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really. Like, I would have loved for them to pull off the upset there, but, they were admirable. Like, their defense did hold
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers and company to only 21. So, like, their defense kept them in the game. Their
Mm-hmm.
offense just made mistakes.
True. Hopefully, Vrabel and the Patriots there correct their mistakes there and go for the win there because I'm taking the Patriots at home to beat the Panthers.
Yep, I am in agreement. I am also taking the Patriots. I'm just going to say it. I like them more. I like Drake May more. It could honestly go either way. And
Sure.
I wouldn't be surprised. But so I'm just going to go with the player that I like more.
Yep. Good idea.
Yep. All right. Well, speaking of players that I like more, we have the new starter on the Giants of Jackson Dart. And they will be welcoming the LA Chargers to town.
True. Yeah. But that was a good game there between the Chargers and the Broncos there. I was watching in live time when Najee Harris there went down that horrible injury there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely brutal. So they're going to have
True.
to rely on Marion Hampton a lot the rest of the season.
True.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. The Chargers lost a pretty big piece of their offense. And also unfortunate for the Broncos, speaking of that game, losing
Mm-hmm.
back to back weeks on last minute game winning field goals. It was just
True.
heartbreaking as someone who kind of likes the Broncos.
True. And obviously, with the Giants there, the coaching staff finally heard the fans cry there to put in Jackson Dart there after going 0-3 so far this season.
Yeah, they had absolutely no choice. Like, Russell Wilson continuously makes bonehead decisions in his
Yeah.
throws.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's amazing that he can be having a great game like he did in Dallas, right? And then when it came crunch time, he made a colossal mistake that ended up costing them the game. And then with the
True.
Chiefs, he just was never right like pretty much the entirety of the game. So,
Yeah.
it was
Just
rough and
not
I'm hoping Jackson Dart can actually be pretty good.
yeah. But for me, I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road to beat the Giants. With apologies to all you Jackson Dart fans.
Yeah, I would have waited to start the Dart until they face the Saints next week. I
Mm-hmm.
think that would have been a nicer way of going about it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he'll be able to take the momentum early on.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have the Eagles going to the Buccaneers. Both teams have found ways to skate by their opponents so far this season.
Exactly. There.
So this is going to be a really interesting matchup.
Yeah. As we discussed in our game of the week, there. I was happy there the Eagles win the way they did there.
Yeah, the way that they won was definitely really cool. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of hoped that the Rams would be able to win, even though I did get the game right and I was happy about that. I just, part of me was hoping for the Rams to win.
Exactly. And obviously, with their opponents this week the Bucks, they almost blew it against the New York Jets out of all teams there.
They did. They did. They only won 29-27 after
Mm-hmm.
getting a field goal blocked. So the Jets blocked a field goal, but could not follow up and capitalize and get the win.
No.
I was very sad. I was really, really hopeful for the Jets. I like this team this year, and I was hoping for the best, but unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize. And on the Bucs end, they are now without Mike Evans for at least 2 weeks, more than likely coming up on like 4 weeks to a
True.
hamstring injury. So
Exactly.
that's going to hurt them. Honestly, that is going to hurt them a lot. So Bucky Irving is going to have to carry, literally.
Okay.
But he's going to have to carry that team on his back. Baker Mayfield has already been doing that and had done a very good job at it. But now that they're facing the Eagles, I don't know if they'll be able to squeak by a win on this one, especially being down their best offensive player.
Yeah.
That's not Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. For me, this one's a no-brainer. I'm going with the Eagles on the road to beat the Bucs.
Yep, I am in agreement with you on that one. I think that them losing Mike Evans is kind of the biggest issue here. And I think the Eagles are going to be able to sneak one out more than the Bucs will.
Exactly.
All right, moving right along. Now we have an AFC South matchup with the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans, who unfortunately did go 0-3 after I said I just can't see them going there. They did. So
yeah.
Thanks, Houston.
Thanks any lower.
Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And obviously, their Texans showed some heart there against the Jags, but unfortunately come up short there.
They tried. They tried their best. It's just they have such a hard time moving the ball in any capacity because of that offensive line.
Right.
It's going to be a very long season. And right now, like I said, I think it was last week, I do not see them winning their division now. I had it as their division to lose, and that's exactly what they're doing. I don't see them winning it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we have a long season to go, admittedly. So they could right the ship and actually end up taking it, but I just don't see it.
Yeah. And obviously the Titans there could be a major headache for Cam Ward this season there, in my opinion.
100% they're going to, but I did hear one good thing coming out of Tennessee, and that is that Brian Callahan is no longer going to be doing the play calling. So he's turning play calling over to his OC. So that could be what is necessary, because that's what helped out Detroit early on when Dan Campbell kind of gave the play calling duties up to Ben Johnson, and then all of a sudden everything started working better. So I think that is definitely going to help Tennessee. But I need Houston to get a freaking win already. So I'm taking the Texans in this one. Yeah. How about you?
100% agree with you there. This the week there, the Texans finally get into the win column there.
They need to. Seriously, they really, really need to. It is just, it is so wrong.
Poor CJ Stroud.
Yeah. Man, like, I don't know what's happening outside of the fact that he has no time to throw and he's on his back all the time. Yeah. Like, they have a horrible offensive line. Their defense is fine. Their defense is absolutely fine. They're even releasing CJ Gardner-Johnson. So, like, they don't really need defense, clearly.
Yeah.
It's only their offensive line that is giving them trouble. So.
Okay.
All right. Next up, I'm really excited for this game. We have the Colts and the Rams.
Yeah, this one could be a surprising game for a lot of people there. It could be a shootout there with Indianapolis Jones there.
Yep, Indiana Jones and Matt Stafford. Here we go.
Exactly.
A QB matchup we wouldn't have expected to actually be good, but Daniel Jones is proving haters wrong, just like I was hoping he would do. And honestly, the entire offense for the Colts is really helping. Jonathan Taylor has been my fantasy god this season. He's helped me out so much. Yeah. And then the receiving core for Daniel Jones, it's actually working out pretty well. Yeah. And then over on the Ravens side, Kyren Williams, Devontae Adams worked out brilliantly.
Yeah,
Matt Stafford is not peak, but, adequate enough to get the job done.
yeah,
And as long as the offensive line keeps him upright, we could be in
hmm
business.
yeah. To me, this week, I'm going to go with my specialty on this one, the 3 point or less rule there. I'm going to go with the Colts on the road to
Ooh,
shock the Rams.
you know what? That would be shocking. So shocking, in fact, that that is our first split.
Wow.
I'm trusting in the Rams because I just think that the Colts have a bit of a Cinderella story type deal going on.
hmm
And while I do easily think that they could beat the Rams, I'm going with the Rams at home.
Okay.
They're the stronger team right now. Their defense is
Yeah.
great, and they're at home. So
Yeah. hmm
next up, we have game 11 in our list, and it is the Jaguars and the 49ers. And let me tell
Yeah.
you, this game was the last game that I wrote down because I have absolutely no idea what to go
Yeah.
with here.
Yeah. Hard to say there because obviously with the Niners, their team is route with injuries to Purdy and as you said, Bosa there.
Yep, yep. Purdy, Kittle, and Nick Bosa are all out.
Exactly.
So they're definitely in some trouble.
hmm
So they need to actually get some wins racked up rather quickly before their schedule actually becomes difficult.
True. Yeah. Because they're going to be tough against Trevor Lawrence there and Travis Etienne there.
Honestly, the Jags defense is kind of what's surprising me the most this season for
hmm
them. Like I didn't expect them to actually have a decent defense.
Yeah.
And
Nobody
they're
does. Did.
right. They're doing fairly well and honestly, they have a shot at winning their own division. I just hope that they don't buckle under the pressure.
True. Yeah. Uh, but for me there this week, I think we're going to have our second split here because I went with the Niners at home to beat the Jags.
Okay, we do not have a split.
Oh.
I also went with the Niners.
hmm
However, I wanted to be risky. I
Yeah.
really wanted to because I really do believe that the Jags could win this one.
hmm
But I seen the stats when I was making my picks, and I seen how many people were going to San Francisco, and I'm like, okay, I have a 1 game lead. I must play it safe and just assume that the
hmm
other people in our league are
hmm
also going to take the Niners.
Yeah.
So I was trying to play the field instead of playing it risky and playing with what I actually thought would happen.
Okay.
So I'm in agreement. Unfortunately, now if the Jags win, this is my regret of the week because I have a gut feeling about the Jaguars this week. All right. So next we move on to the Ravens and the Chiefs, who are
Mhm.
looking to not go 1-3.
Exactly. There.
This is a
Both
topsy turvy
teams.
league right now.
Yeah. Both team. Great teams there, and they're both in danger of going 1-3 there. There.
Yeah, it really is. What a season so far. Like the fact that the Ravens and the Chiefs are
hmm
currently 1-2, and one
hmm
of them at the end of this will be 1-3, or worse yet, 1-2-1.
hmm True.
It's insane how
Yeah.
upside down we are.
Yeah. Exactly. There. hmm I just don't know what happened to Derrick Henry on Monday night. There,
He
that's
got
the
mad.
thing.
He got very mad. He somebody said that he fumbled his own body when trying to sit down, and now I can't
Yeah,
unsee that because he was
yeah, I
so
saw that.
angry when he was throwing his helmet that he actually stumbled and fell into the bench. And I'm like, man can't even not fumble himself this season. What is
Yeah,
happening?
yeah.
So I don't know. He's still king. He will always be king.
Mhm,
I think maybe they're relying on him a little too much.
mhm,
Like he is the offense,
mhm.
and it hasn't been going very well. But
Oh,
at the same time, they did just run into a very strong and hungry team in Detroit. So
sure.
no shame. The fumble that Derrick Henry had, I don't really put on him quite as much because Hutchinson just punched it out, and there's really not a whole lot you can do for that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's not
Sure.
a huge way of defending that. Like, yes, you could say ball security. He should have had two hands on it as a tuck, but that's not really Derrick Henry's running style either. He usually does the one arm tuck and the other one's free to stiff arm people into oblivion. So it just, when he was in the pile, it got punched.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff happens, you know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. For me, this week, I think we're going to have a split here, and I went with the Chiefs at home to beat the Ravens.
Yep, we do have a split because I am still trusting in Baltimore for better or worse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trusting the flock. I'm trusting King Henry. I
Mm-hmm.
think that the Chiefs are showing how overrated they kind of always have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also their wide receiver injuries is getting to them. And Travis Kelsey's immaturity is getting to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be an interesting defensive game because I do think that Kansas City has a good defense, but I also don't think that their defense will be able to corral the run game and
Sure.
onslaught that the Ravens are going to have. I think they're going to play angry, and I think that the first defender that looks at Derrick Henry the wrong way will get stiff armed into oblivion, like I said, was his running
Sure.
style. So
Sure.
I'm taking the Ravens just out of sheer
Mm-hmm.
frick you energy, basically, because they're
Yeah,
mad. So,
makes sense.
all right. Next, we have the Bears going to the Raiders.
Yeah, that was shocking there. The way the Bears played there on Sunday there against the Cowboys there.
it,
Get your old friend Ben Johnson his first coaching win.
yeah, yeah. Good old BJ.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
I I tell you the thing that made me actually a little bit angry
Mm-hmm.
about that game wasn't just that the Bears won because that's never fun for me, but the fact that they won on the week that I chose to start Dak Prescott in my fantasy team explicitly because he was playing the Bears,
Mm-hmm.
and then they myrtleized him
Yeah.
live. Not fun. I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of relying on Dak to do things, and then CD Lamb went down, and
Mm-hmm.
everything went to pot pretty
Yeah.
much. So
Yeah.
not fun. Not fun to be a Lions fan on that game. Um, Monday was great. Sunday, the only saving grace on Sunday was the Packers blowing it. So
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. And obviously the Raiders there come out that big loss against the Commanders there, as we discussed.
yeah, that was rough. I mean, their offense did things, which was nice. Their defense just couldn't stop anybody, so that does admittedly concern me a little bit for this game. But yeah. So, but I'm gonna let you take this one first because I cannot,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Okay. For me there, I think I'm going to go with the Bears on the road to beat the Raiders.
Okay, I expected as much. I think that a lot of people are taking the Bears because they are believing in the hype of the Dallas game, right? I think that's the main thing is that the Bears are, oh my God, the Bears are so impressive. Oh my God, look what they just did to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not going to go down that path. I'm not going to go down that road. And I am still in F the Bears today, tomorrow, and forever mode. And I am taking the Raiders.
Okay. So we have our third split tonight.
We do. Um, Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel first place slipping from my fingers because of my spite, but
Yeah.
I have to. Like, I have to be me. I can make my points up later. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right. Next up, our Sunday night football game. We have the aforementioned Packers and the aforementioned Cowboys in the
Yeah.
Micah Parsons revenge game. Yay. Good job, Jerry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can
Uh,
tell Micah Parsons has revenge on his mind for to the team that let him go there.
yeah. Yeah. You know that he had this date circled on the calendar as soon as he found out where he was going. because
Mhm.
Jerry do be dumb and traded
Mhm.
him to a team that he would be facing in the first 4 weeks of the NFL
Mhm.
season. So, you know,
Sure.
smart decisions here.
Yeah.
Um, Dallas being without CD Lamb is going to hurt them
Exactly.
immensely because now they already are facing a very tough defense with Micah Parsons, with the revenge on his mind,
Mhm.
with not being able to stop the Bears offense of all people. So how do you think they're going to be able to stop the Packers offense?
Yeah. So going to be rather difficult for them there, basically.
Yeah, like it's very unfortunate, but honestly, I can see all four NFC North teams winning this
Hmm.
week,
Yeah.
which is very sad. But of course, with that in mind, I am unfortunately taking the Packers
Hmm.
on the road for the revenge game
Yeah.
against the Cowboys.
100% agree with you there. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Admittedly, though, I will probably be watching that because I do like a good bloodbath, and this is a game that you can't pull if it gets out of hand. So if you want to destroy them and drop like 50, 60 points on them,
Hmm.
there's nothing that the networks can do about it
Hmm.
because it's the only game being played at that time. So
Sure.
go for it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the Monday Night Football doubleheader.
Hmm.
Cold take here. Not a smart idea to have two games on Monday night, but
Sure.
what do I know?
Yeah.
We have the Jets and the Dolphins.
Yeah. Obviously, as we discussed there with the Jets, there they almost beat the Bucks there on Sunday. There.
They were
Yeah.
so close. I was so sad. One
True.
thing that I was definitely here for, though, somebody was amazing and they synced Aaron Glenn's run down the field and his little dance in celebration
Hmm.
to Earth, Wind, and Fire's September. And
Yeah.
it was an amazing, amazing clip. If I can remember, I'll find it and play it for you guys. He hit it on beat. Whoever made that,
And obviously the Dolphins they're going downhill fast there.
yeah, yeah, they are. Although I mean, they kept it tight with the Bills. You know, they actually showed up to play, which I didn't expect after the first 2 weeks of the season. Admittedly, they lose in horrible fashion to teams that they really shouldn't be getting blown out by, and then keep
Hmm.
it tight with the Bills. So I don't understand that team either.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Division games are crazy, and what's unfortunate is this is also a division game, so it's probably going to get pretty crazy too.
Exactly. Hard to say.
Yep.
But for me, this week I'm going to go with the Dolphins at home to finally get the win against the Jets.
Well, we
Yeah.
have another split because I am trusting in the Jets against this team. I
Oh.
think that they could get a good win here against Miami. They've been so close. They've been improving a lot so far. They just need like one final little touch to push them over the edge, and hopefully the Dolphins go back to, you know, how they were before, which is not contending at all. All right, final game up. I really want this to be a good game, but I
Hmm.
kind of have my doubts here. We have the Bengals going to Denver.
Yeah, because obviously with the Bengals playing a backup quarterback, that could be rough.
Yeah, I mean, it could be rough for that, like on offense, but also their defense is just still not good. And honestly, I think this is exactly the kind of team that the Broncos offense needs to face to start feeling better about themselves. So it's gonna be rough because the Broncos have not had a very good season so far. It's been one or the other. If their offense has been lax, or their
Hmm.
defense has let them down, or
Yeah.
leverage came into play. It's
Yeah.
just it's been a rough few weeks to be a Broncos fan or a Bo Nix fan if you're me.
Obviously, with the Broncos, Bo Nix there is still a great quarterback there, but unfortunately, he lost a close one to the Chargers last week. There, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was definitely heartbreaking to have two straight, like back-to-back weeks of game-winning field goals that ended up
Mm-hmm.
costing them the game. So
Mm-hmm.
I I'm hoping that this week they can kind of right the ship a little bit.
Sure.
Admittedly, though, Cincinnati's offense is going to be still kind of high-powered, even with Jake Browning.
Mm-hmm.
But Denver's defense is still one of the best defenses in the league, so we'll see.
Yeah, true. Yeah. For me this week, I'm going with the Broncos at home to beat the Bengals.
All right. I am completely in agreement with you. I think that the Broncos need this kind of game
Mm-hmm.
to turn things around a little bit for themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
what better way than facing a backup quarterback and no
Sure.
defense at all? So
Sure. Yeah.
I am here for that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how we feel with our picks. There, it's now time to find out how our friends feel with their picks.
Yep, indeed it is. Let me just scroll on down to the order because I always get this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first up, we have John, who took his Seahawks, the Vikings, Commanders, Bills, and Lions, Pats, Chargers, Bucks, Texans, and Rams, Jags, Ravens, Bears, Packers, Jets, and Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by SDS, who took the Cardinals, Steelers for the funnies, the Commanders, the Giants in an upset. The Chargers are bound to blow one weird game, and Jax is starting finally. He took the Titans over the Texans. He took the Bucks, but there's something in the air. It smells fraudulent, like the 2022 Vikings and 2023 Eagles. Please wash that stench off, Bucks. Please. Then Patriots, Bills, Lions, 49ers, the Colts, Indiana Jones, and the Avenging of St. Louis. The Raiders, the Ravens, because a 1-3 Chiefs team is a lot funnier than a 1-3 Ravens team. The Packers, Dolphins, and the Bengals in a bit of an upset, in my opinion, to round it off. And then we have Buff, who took the Seahawks, Vikings, Commanders, Chargers, Titans, Bucks, Panthers, Bills, Lions, Niners, Colts, Bears once again, Ravens, Packers, Jets, and Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Papa Agron. Seahawks over the Cardinals in the Battle of the Birds. Vikings over the Steelers until Wentz implodes.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons over the Commanders because the home team wins. Chargers over the Giants, asking them to please just don't Charger it.
Mm-hmm.
The Texans over the Titans. Bucks over the Eagles because he wants an upset. Patriots over the Panthers. Bills over the Saints. Lions over the Browns. 49ers over the Jaguars. Bad kitty.
Yeah.
Colts over the Rams. I'm excited to watch this one, as we all are.
Mm-hmm.
Bears over the Raiders. Ravens over the Chiefs, because until their wide receivers come back, the Chiefs are hurting.
Yeah.
His Cowboys over the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Jets over the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
And Broncos over the Bengals. I already used up my one cat joke per pickems. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have Troll.
Oh, my buddy's back.
Yep. Every week. He took the Cardinals, Vikings, Falcons in a strange twist, the Saints, Browns, Panthers,
Mm-hmm.
Giants, Bucks, Titans, Rams, Jags, Ravens, Raiders, Cowboys in an upset, Jets, and Bengals.
Okay.
And then we've got, where did you go? Then we have Rev. Sorry, my
Mm-hmm.
sheet is all over the place. We
No
have
worries.
a Rev with the Seahawks, Steelers, Texans, the Eagles, but Scatman is going to be the best part of the game,
Mm-hmm.
which I completely agree. I love
Mm-hmm.
Scatman. At the risk of jinxing him, quickly becoming one of my favorite players. I love his run style. Then he took his Chargers, the Patriots, Lions, Bills, Commanders, 49ers, Colts, the Bears,
Mm-hmm.
Ravens, Packers, the Bengals, he hopes. And then honestly, with the Jets Dolphins, can we just erase this game from week 4? The Dolphins suck a tad less,
Mm-hmm.
so let's go Jets.
Okay.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Beegers, who took the Seahawks, Vikings, Eagles, Bills, Patriots, Falcons, the Lions. Congrats on the win, he says with disappointment. The Texans, Chargers, Jaguars, Rams, Raiders, the Chiefs. He cannot believe that he's picking against the Ravens, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers, the Dolphins, only because he doesn't think that Fields plays, and the Broncos. All right, and then we have Owl,
Mm-hmm.
who took the Cardinals, Vikings, Commanders, Bills, Lions, Panthers, and the Giants, Eagles, Texans, Colts, 49ers, Chiefs, Bears, Cowboys, Jets, and Broncos. We have a surprising amount of people going with the Cowboys this week. Not
Yeah.
entirely sure how I feel about it. It's a little weird. I'm here for it.
Unless they're all Cowboys fans there and not realizing CD Lamb there is injured.
But the only Cowboys fan is literally Papa Agron.
Mm-hmm.
In my Discord server, link down below, he is listed as the lone Cowboys fan. So
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe they all just know something we don't.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have Draz, who took the Seahawks to beat the Cardinals, the Vikings, Commanders, Chargers, the Texans, the Bucks to beat the Eagles. The Panthers are going to steal one over the Patriots. Bills will crush the Saints. Lions beat the Browns. Then he took the Jags, Colts, the Raiders to beat the Bears. Thank you. The Ravens beating the Chiefs. Packers are going to own the Cowboys. Jets beat the Dolphins, and the Broncos beat the Bengals.
Mm-hmm. Weird, but okay.
You know, I'm here for it. Also, again, he has his score predictions up on the screen. I just didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
have to read every single score out. But if you guys want to follow along, you can see what he thinks
Sure.
the scores are going to be and see how close he is. All
Mm-hmm.
right, and then last up, we have Miss Alex Faye. The Seahawks, Vikings, Commanders, Chargers, Texans, Eagles, Panthers, Bills, Lions, Niners, the Colts, the Bears, Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
Packers, Jets, and Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
What an episode.
Yeah. It's a long day, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, for everybody all involved. This was recorded in like 3 different parts, and I was forgetting to hit buttons in my recording software. It was just,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
a
And
great day.
on top of that, your internet died.
And then my internet died like 3 games in, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's been something. So I've got to quickly edit this thing so that I can get to bed on time tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thanks to all the members whose names you see scrolling up above: Richard, Sandra, Linda, Aracelis, and Beanut Transport Videos.
Mm-hmm.
If you would also like to see your name being scrolled and, in theory, read out at the end of the video, go ahead and check out the membership perks and see if that is something you would be interested in. But thanks as always for the extra support. Good luck to all of you in your pickems and your fantasy leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one quick little note I do want to mention here at the end of the video. Next year, we might be adding an extra little something into our league that we do. So stay tuned for that interesting thing. We might end up having 2 videos a week next year if all
Mm-hmm.
things work out the way that I'm hoping for them to. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the updates. Rev came up with the idea and messaged me about it, and I'm like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That is an amazing idea. So we're going to try to get that to work. And we will keep you guys posted at the end of the season on if that's
Sure.
something we can actually do.
Yeah.
So,
And as always, please like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell for all future videos on here.
yep, I appreciate that. Give me a like for my suffering because it's been a bad day. It's been a long day. And then also, if you guys are interested in getting your podcast elsewhere, not just on YouTube and video format, we have the audio version over on Spotify as well. So go ahead and check that out if you are so interested. And we will catch you guys next week for week 5 of the Pride and Joy Predictions podcast.
Thank you all. See you all next week.